All right. What's up, everybody? Yes, you know when you hear that Fat Caps, you know what's about to get cracking. And that is the next show with your boy, D Midas. Here we go again. Another one. Sorry, DJ Khaled. So, on this week's show, I want to discuss this is the all hockey show. The all hockey show. All hockey. It's when I'm wearing my Flyers hat and my shirt. Yes, we're going to talk a lot of hockey, a lot of NHL hockey because it's back. It's really back. I just witnessed it. And it was great. And it was Flyers hockey, and it was typical of what a Pittsburgh Penguins, Philadelphia Flyers rivalry should be. And, all that it could be for, I guess, a scrimmage game. So we'll get into that. I'm trying to fix my hat here as well. We'll get into that. I'll give out my my next shoutouts. I'm going to call them a segment on my show now. I'm starting to get everything ready a little bit, get some segments going, get some popular stuff out there. The next shoutouts. So, meaning that maybe they could stick for a while, maybe not, but I'm giving out the next shoutouts. It's probably going to be a lot to do with wrestling and more so hockey though, because of what I witnessed tonight. Flyers, Penguins. I'll talk a bit about Habs and Leafs. I don't know. I guess they were doing a little scrimmage thing tonight. Just Austin Matthews had the virus. I don't know whether he's playing or not. I'm not really paying attention to that. This is about Flyers fans only, so stick around for that if that's you. If you're a fan of hockey or anything else, stick around as well. Yeah, I'll get into that. I'll get into some other things. It's my show. Whatever's on my mind is what you're going to listen to. So stick around, and here we go. The first thing that I want to talk about was the matchup, of course, between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins earlier tonight, which I witnessed. And, I just happened to tune in when it was the third period. The Penguins did an admirable job tying it at 2-2. But, when it came to overtime, with some good fortune and some good fortitude, there was a stretch pass out to Scott Lawton, came in on a breakaway, and just straight up pulled NHL 20 dummy move straight up. I mean, this is something that I pulled off in the video game too. It's a sick move. Was it Jari in that or was it Murray? I don't even know. But whoever it was, he got dummied. So that's all I'm going to say about that. He got dummied. 3-2 final overtime. So, it was what it was. Guys just getting their legs underneath them after a stoppage. But it's just pretty nice to see hockey back and Flyers hockey at that. So that was good. That was good to see. I'm glad we came away with the victory. I'm proud of that. The guys came out. They did their thing. They were chasing the loose pucks. G was dangling like he does. Hazy uses his body and his positioning and his reach, doing what he does. So I mean, I'm not surprised by this. Vino, I've said all year, and I've said it in the score chats, and I've said it everywhere else, and I've said it on YouTube that Vino has been a blessing. So I don't know why the Rangers canned this guy, and they're having to inch and claw to try and get into a postseason tournament here, and who knows what they're gonna do? They've been talking about switching up goalies and this and that all year, so they they're not as a strong unified team as Philly as Alain has them going right now. So Alain, to all my Quebecers, countrymen out there, Flyer fans, très bien, Alain. Just keep it rolling, guys, and we might see Philly in the final again. Is it an even year? Yeah, it is. It's 2020. Yeah, we've done pretty good in getting the conference and Stanley Cup finals in even years. So this could be another one. So I like that. Elliott starting, made some pretty good saves at the end of OT there. I was watching, but I was playing Hockey 20 on my PS4 at the same time. But from what I was watching on the side and listening to, they had a 3-0 or something like that. And the Moose was just right there. He had it. He had everything. He had it tracked. He looked good. In the end, only gave up 2 goals. Sounds pretty good to me. I mean, if you can do that in 7-game series, whatever it takes, you have a shot. You have just as good a shot because they went to OT and they won in OT because Lawton made some Magic City miracles happen. Shout out to Lou Williams, Magic City. I love. What did I was listening to the podcast to Skip Bayless. Oh my gosh, when he said, there's no I in team, but there's 2 eyes in Magic City. Oh, holla, Lou Williams. Yeah, he's going to rips, bud. As we say, Lou, you may not know this because you're down in hot Atlanta. Getting that fried chicken, getting that dish served after you in hot Atlanta. I understand, man. You need that home cooking. But up here in Canada, bud, we say we went to the rips, bud. Went to the rips. Went to the rips for some chicken, bud. Some breasts and some thighs. You know what I mean, Lou? Sweet Lou? Oh, man, that was funny when I heard that, man. Skip. Oh, man. God bless him. He's so good. Such a good storyteller. That's one of my dogs right there. That's doing it on radio and TV. Skip Bayless. Shout out to Skip Bayless. Holla. So, yeah. Without further ado, 1-0 in the scrimmage in the NHL season. This is the All Hockey Talk with your boy D Midas on the next show. Yeah, we were just talking about the Flyers. Somewhat, can you say big victory tonight? I mean, they opened up, they came out, and Sheary scored. All of a sudden, you're down 1-0 in the scrimmage, and you've been the better team all year consistently, right? That's why you have a berth, and Pittsburgh doesn't. That's why Pittsburgh has to play in, and you don't. So you got to come out and prove to the world why you're in that position, and that's what they did. They came out, they proved to the world. They had to do it in overtime, whatever, no less. There's going to be overtime games played in the playoffs. So maybe that's a good thing. It's like, okay, we went to OT and we were calm under pressure, and Scott Lawton went to Magic City out of the hub. That's what that looked like to me. Like, maybe not Magic City, but he went to Hockey 20 or something, EA Sports, because that move was so dope. I'm just going to have to say that until the next game. And being a Philly fan and being that we got the dub and the scrimmage game on the board, I'm allowed to say that for the next little bit. So y'all can just appreciate that and listen to it on my show. Yeah, so that was great. Let's just see more. I mean, hopefully Carter Hart starts the next game. I like to see him, get some more reps and everything. That'd be great. But, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that they get a nice enough run to the point where maybe my beard grows back. As you can see, you guys may have already noticed from the previous episode that the quarantine beard has been trimmed down a little bit. Yeah, it was just, you guys know how it is. When it starts to get to a point where you're licking your lips and all you can taste is hair, that's not great. So that's the point we're getting to. So I decided to trim it up a little bit. And, just talk some hockey with everybody, with all my fellow Flyers fans out there. So, all hockey talk. Let's just see if they can keep it rolling. As I mentioned already, Carter Hart, let's see him get some reps. Everybody's touting him as the future, but I've already said on past shows that, this is why they went with the Moose. They went with the veteran in the first game, because they didn't know what Carter Hart was going to react to, being a young guy and not having that kind of under the microscope experiences that he will probably have once he gets some good reps into the playoffs here, into this tournament, to this COVID Cup, if you will, is what some of the guys are dubbing it and whatnot. So, yeah, let's just keep the ball rolling. I can't say any more than that. Philly, let's go. Let's go, Flyers. Let's go, do. And, yeah. So, I want to give my shout-outs here as well. And we're going to get into some wrestling shout-outs about it, even though this is the all hockey. This is a new segment I want to start up. The next shout-outs, we'll see if they stick or if we have to change them for someone or something else. So I want to give one of my next shout-outs is to Orange Cassidy. my boy in A-dubs. But, I mean, the whole promotion, you guys have already seen my past shows. You guys already know what I've got to say about that. My past shows, I've already talked how they're doing such a great job. But Orange Cassidy, it's stuck for a while. The next shout out, Orange Cassidy, AEW, keep it rolling. Another next shout out to my Philadelphia Flyers. Yes, you guessed it, of course. I would be remiss if I didn't leave them out of the conversation in my next shout outs. So tonight a shout out after what I just witnessed, and my next shout outs will keep the ball rolling, try to stay undefeated. I know it's asking for a lot given what's going on and everything, but let's try to keep the ball rolling. Next shout out goes out to you. Appreciate that. All right. Let's see. What else are we gonna get into here? What else? Other next shout outs I want to get into here. Oh yeah, a next shout out to Major League Baseball. Now, this is something I'm just going to touch on a little bit here because it has a lot to do with the virus and whatnot. Okay, so I don't know how. So they're talking about the Phillies and the Marlins play, and a bunch of Marlins guys tested positive for the virus, and now they're being withheld from games. They have to cancel games. So they've been talking about maybe a stipulation where if you play a minimum of 50 games, you could qualify for this kind of tournament to try to win the championship. Blah 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 blah. The whole point being is, man, this is crazy. This is crazy how Major League Baseball is doing it compared to the NBA and the NHL who are doing it proper. They're taking their research, they're taking their time, they're seeing how everybody's going to be affected and where they can put the games at and how safe everybody can be. And it just seems like there's so much money invested in the quote American national pastime that they want to keep the ball rolling and they want to keep the cash cow flowing at whatever cost. And 60 games, I already said that in the last show. And they're just going to keep the season going with some more precautions for player safety, I guess, and taking guys out of the lineup, suspending them for a certain amount of games if they breach protocol, blah blah blah. But man, I don't know, man. Y'all should have just done it like the NHL or especially the NBA, where if you watch any of those scrimmage games on the NBA and you see how the court's laid out, man, it is so sick. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of when I went to Paramount Canada's Wonderland and you had your own action seat right there. And guys are like spread out and it looks like they have like their own throne like action seats that move with the movie or the projection that's happening. Like that is hype. I like the way they did that. At like Disney World, no less. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. I would probably opt into that, honestly. If I was like, highly supported, highly trained, highly educated athlete, highly paid for, highly endorsed, any one of those or a combination thereof. If I was any one of those type of athletes making millions or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would do it. There doesn't seem to be any guys like, God forbid, there doesn't seem to be any guys like, passing away from this. Any like, hyper kind of athletes that compete in the top leagues. There hasn't been anything like that. Thank goodness. So, these guys, like I said, they know how to take care of themselves, and that's a good thing. And hopefully they can just carry on. But the way that the court's laid out, and how the NBA is doing it, and how my Raps are playing, I just gotta that deserves a shout out too. Next shout out to the NBA and how the court's laid out and how my Raps have been doing so far in scrimmage. I was just watching the Portland highlights against Portland the other night. They look good. They were hitting threes. Pascal was doing his thing. Gasol is back, and he seems to be more fit than ever. So this is good, man. They're trying to run it back. That's all, man. So they just, if they have a chance, they're as good as anybody in the league, period. So, and especially how Golden State just fell apart. Seems like LeBron, he's in there playing 3/4 every scrimmage. He just thinks that he's just going to be able to grab the title away from Toronto, who is currently the champion defending it. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we had a plan for Giannis. We had a plan for Steph and KD that all worked, and I'm sure we'll have a plan for LeBron if need be, if it gets to that. So I'm confident in that. I'm hopeful that my Raptors can get that far and play the Lakers. We dummied them once in the regular season, and I was real proud of that. I was real happy that night, and let's hope they can do it again. Shout out to the NBA for doing it proper, as a precautionary thing for the virus. And shout out to the league, NHL too. Shout out to Toronto and Edmonton. Jeez, shout out to the oil and the laughs. I never thought I'd be saying that. Shout out to the laughs, but shout out to the laughs, for running that facility proper and making sure everybody's safe. So there we go. There we go, guys. Those are my next shout outs. We'll see if they stick, or we'll see if I have to come back next time and maybe switch it up a bit. So make sure you guys watch out for my next Hockey 20 on PS4 highlight. And until the next show, guys, wash your hands and hug those you love. Tell them you love them. Don't sacrifice anything. Make sure that you're in contact with all of your loved ones. You never know. But until next time, guys, I'll see you next time on the next show.